In today's video, we'll explore the shocking story surrounding Diddy and Jay-Z. Allegations have surfaced that Diddy is threatening Jay-Z from prison over rumors that Jay-Z has snitched to the feds. With their long-standing rivalry and history in the music industry, this situation has shocked fans and raised many questions about their relationship. Stay tuned as we break down the details and discuss what this could mean for both of their careers. Don't forget to like, comment, 0 to let us know if you're interested in this video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any updates on this shocking situation. Diddy has recently been offered a plea deal that would require him to implicate Jay-Z. This has reportedly left Jay-Z deeply concerned, as he may be subpoenaed to testify in the upcoming trial. As each detail of the case is examined more closely, Jay-Z's name continues to surface again and again. This strongly suggests one undeniable truth. Diddy did not act alone in this matter. In fact, the person orchestrating everything behind the scenes may be someone far more powerful than Diddy himself. According to sources, Jay-Z is reportedly preparing to turn on Diddy in order to protect his billion-dollar empire. If Jay-Z falls, it won't just be him. Beyoncé could also be dragged down with him. While the specifics of the plea deal have not been made public, insiders claim it involves Diddy agreeing to plead guilty to charges that directly implicate Jay-Z. As for Diddy, reports indicate that he has rejected a plea deal. Authorities had asked him to turn over information on other members of his alleged criminal organization. However, Diddy has firmly refused. He doesn't want to be labeled a rat, knowing that in the criminal underworld, a snitch rarely survives behind bars. As the final pre-trial hearing began, Diddy entered the federal courthouse, but notably none of his family members were present. Unlike previous appearances, his sons, mother, and sister were absent this time, creating a noticeably different and more somber atmosphere in the courtroom. During the hearing, the government officially confirmed that they had offered Diddy a plea deal, but he flatly refused. Instead of accepting the offer, he chose to proceed to trial. Legal experts say one of the most critical aspects of this hearing is the jury selection process, which could significantly impact the outcome of the case. In addition, it has been confirmed that Diddy will be adding 2 new attorneys to his defense team. To summarize the key developments, Diddy, now 55 years old, is facing the possibility of life in prison if convicted of sex trafficking and extortion. Although he has pleaded not guilty to all charges, the case continues to draw intense public attention. His decisions in court today will have far-reaching consequences, not only for the case itself, but for his future as well. Just 4 days before the start of his federal trial, a major development occurred. Sean "Diddy" Combs officially rejected the government's plea deal offer. When asked directly in court about his decision, Diddy responded clearly, "Yes, I decline, sir," dressed in a loose-fitting beige prison uniform. While the specific terms of the plea deal were not disclosed, prosecutors indicated that pleading guilty could have significantly reduced his potential sentence if he admitted to the charges. This decision means that Diddy will have to stand trial in just 4 days, where he will face serious charges of using his power, wealth, and fame to sexually assault both women and men over the course of several decades. Diddy is accused of participating in drug-fueled sexual activities, which he allegedly referred to as freak-offs, and threatening his victims to stay silent. Not only Diddy, but Jay-Z also has a notable criminal past. Both Jay-Z and Diddy have been accused of being involved in assaults and threats against victims. Jay-Z admitted to third-degree assault after stabbing Lance Unriva in December 1999. Meanwhile, Diddy was involved in a shooting incident in the same year. Jay-Z became notorious as a violent and dangerous rapper. Recently, Jay-Z was arrested after turning himself in tonight, and the police have begun investigating the stabbing incident that occurred at Kit Kat Club. Kimberly Richardson, a reporter at Midtown South, stated that a few hours ago, police arrested Sean Carter, also known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in at the police station earlier in the evening. Carter is currently being held in connection with a stabbing incident at Kit Kat Club last night. However, Jay-Z's lawyer immediately denied all allegations. He stated, "He has nothing to do with this, period." The lawyer also emphasized that Jay-Z did not attempt to evade the situation, and they had been in contact with the police all day to handle the matter professionally. However, this case isn't the first time Jay-Z and Diddy have faced serious allegations. A few months ago, both were named as defendants in a lawsuit related to Jay-Z allegedly threatening a woman. After Jay-Z made a public statement about the case, Diddy was released from jail due to a medical emergency. While in the hospital, Diddy made several calls, and just a week later the lawsuit was dropped. However, the allegations of a 2000 rape case continue to make waves. A new lawsuit has been filed aiming to add Jay-Z as a defendant, related to a sexual assault involving a 13-year-old girl. The accuser in the rape case is a 13-year-old girl from 2000 who made an anonymous statement about the assault occurring at an after-party following the MTV Video Music Awards. Despite this, Jay-Z strongly denied the allegations in a statement on Roc Nation's Instagram. He called the accusations vicious and urged the accuser to file a criminal complaint instead of a civil lawsuit. He also criticized Tony Busby, the lawyer behind the lawsuit, accusing him of exploiting the case for personal gain. With all these developments, both Diddy and Jay-Z are facing a rather bleak future. This case not only shocks the music industry, but also sheds light on the hidden truths behind the glitter and glamour of these famous stars. Most importantly, their decisions in the coming days could completely alter the course of their own destinies. On April 1st, a new civil lawsuit was filed in Florida, with Joseph Manzaro named as the victim. In the complaint, Manzaro alleges that he was drugged, taken against his will, and sexually assaulted during a bizarre event allegedly orchestrated by an organized criminal enterprise in which Diddy and others played a facilitating role. The incident reportedly took place in 2015, and the lawsuit names several high-profile figures such as Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and LeBron James as key witnesses. According to court documents obtained by E! News, Manzaro stated that the incident took place in April 2015. He recalled feeling a Vaseline-like substance on his front door handle before becoming disoriented and losing consciousness. When he regained awareness, he discovered he had been taken to a different location and was informed that he would be part of a freak event. Manzaro alleges that he was transported to a mansion through a secret tunnel, which he claims may be connected to the estate of Gloria Estefan and Emilio Estefan in Miami. When he regained consciousness, Manzaro found himself at a large party, which he believed was the 17th birthday celebration for Christian Combs, Diddy's son. At the party, Manzaro claims he was forced to wear a penis-shaped mask and parade through crowded rooms filled with guests who mocked and laughed at him. Notably, in the lawsuit, Manzaro revealed that Jay-Z and Beyoncé, also known as Beyoncé Knowles Carter, were present at the party. When Beyoncé saw Manzaro in this condition, she allegedly asked, "What is going on here? Why is there a half-naked white man wearing a penis mask standing in front of me?" This suggests that the stars were involved in a shocking party, which was allegedly hosted by Diddy. The lawsuit states that high-profile individuals such as Jacob Robo, Jay-Z, Gloria Estefan, LeBron James, and Beyoncé Knowles Carter are identified as witnesses in the case due to their presence at the party or their knowledge of the events surrounding the incident. The case involves shocking events that Manzaro claims were orchestrated by Diddy, further drawing attention to ongoing allegations of sexual misconduct, often involving prostitutes. This is not the first time Diddy has been accused of involvement in serious criminal activity. Both Diddy and Jay-Z have previously faced allegations related to crime and violence. However, this lawsuit sheds new light on the involvement of major celebrities in dark and disturbing events where they may have witnessed or even taken part in wrongdoing. These lawsuits only add to the growing scrutiny of the relationship between celebrities and the darkness that often lurks behind their glamorous public image. This lawsuit is one of the most shocking civil cases involving famous celebrities, with serious allegations regarding the involvement of Jay-Z and Beyoncé in a bizarre party allegedly organized by Diddy. The details in the lawsuit, if proven true, could completely change the public's perception of these stars while raising significant questions about their involvement in criminal activities. Without a doubt, this lawsuit will continue to attract widespread attention from the public and the media in the coming months. Joseph Manzaro is suing not only Sean Diddy Combs but also other individuals such as Eric Mahias and Brendan Paul. Brendan Paul, allegedly Diddy's drug transporter, is also named as a defendant in this case. Along with them, Emilio Estefan, the husband of pop superstar Gloria Estefan, is also listed among the individuals involved in the lawsuit. Notably, Adria English, who has filed a separate lawsuit against Diddy, also claims that she was a victim of sex trafficking orchestrated by Diddy. Interestingly, Manzaro is not suing other celebrities like Jay-Z, Beyoncé, or Gloria Estefan, despite their presence in the incident. This could be because he doesn't believe their legal responsibility would lead to a civil claim. However, he does want to call them as witnesses during the trial. Even so, it's not hard to imagine that these stars will do everything in their power to have any subpoenas quashed if this case continues to move forward. Jay-Z has officially denied the allegations, calling it a bizarre incident. The accusations claim that the incident took place in 2015 at the Miami mansion of Gloria and Emilio Estefan, where Diddy is alleged to have sexually assaulted and humiliated a victim. In the lawsuit, the accuser states that Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Gloria Estefan all witnessed the abuse but did nothing to intervene. Gloria and Emilio Estefan have denied these allegations, asserting that no party was held at their property from 2012 to 2019. The couple claims they have documentation to support their denial and are prepared to present it in court if necessary. As for Jay-Z, his representative issued a statement denying his involvement in the incident, asserting that he was not in Florida at the time. They further stated that Jay-Z was engaged in public activities that could prove he was not at the event and called the allegations baseless and damaging to trust in the judicial system. Notably, these allegations come just a few months after a woman dropped her lawsuit against Jay-Z, accusing him of raping her 15 years ago. These lawsuits further highlight the ongoing tension between Diddy and Jay-Z, with both being major figures in the music industry, despite their reportedly strained relationship. Although both Diddy and Jay-Z have controversial and violent pasts, their ways of handling situations are very different. Diddy is known for his loud personality, while Jay-Z is more reserved and avoids drawing much attention. One notable point is that Diddy has publicly admitted to his wrongdoing on television, whereas Jay-Z has not. While both have been involved in controversial actions, it seems Jay-Z has been more successful at avoiding public criticism. When those in power are involved, they don't easily expose information about matters that don't directly concern them. They will do everything to avoid being dragged into dangerous situations, especially when it involves recordings from federal law enforcement. In a scenario where the police say, "We've recorded you, and what you're doing is wrong, but if you want to avoid trouble, you'll have to testify against Brother Love," that's when the stars will start to speak out. And when they do speak out, it's certainly not going to be in a way that benefits them. They understand that one slip of the tongue could lead them into serious trouble. Imagine a star caught in the act of doing something wrong, like stealing a cookie from the jar. That's when powerful figures like Diddy and Jay-Z would have to face tough situations. What do you think about this? Do you think they'll overcome these challenges? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you think they'll overcome it, comment 1, and if you think they'll face difficulties, comment 0. Don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future videos. Both Diddy and Jay-Z hold significant power in the music industry, but the way they present themselves is very different. Diddy is loud and public about everything, while Jay-Z is more private and prefers not to reveal too much about his personal life. However, despite their different styles, they can be very similar when it comes to their actions and major decisions. One may speak less, but that doesn't mean they don't share the same passions or ambitions. There are many rumors surrounding Jay-Z and Diddy. One person who worked with Jay-Z once spoke about their bizarre behavior. A former dancer for Jay-Z even claimed that both Jay-Z and Diddy are monsters in the industry. These accusations have only fueled speculation about the true nature of the relationship between these stars, especially now that there are alleged victims willing to testify against them, including Beyoncé. One interesting thing is that those who compete with Jay-Z tend to disappear in strange ways. For example, Biggie Smalls and Tupac, two major stars, are no longer alive. In the feud between Nas and Jay-Z, Nas was suddenly taken out of the game due to mental stress. All of these events seem to share one common thread, and that is Jay-Z. Jay-Z's relationship with R. Kelly is also quite unique, as the two collaborated on several well-known recordings. They also shared a connection to Aaliyah, a beloved artist, though tensions later arose between them. This relationship, like so many in the music industry, is filled with untold stories and hidden secrets that have yet to be fully revealed. For the past 4 years, I've consistently spoken out about the dangers posed by both Diddy and Jay-Z, not just Diddy alone. Both are shadowy figures in the music industry. What has happened involving them raises serious questions. Why has Jay-Z remained silent? Why hasn't he spoken up as the allegations against Diddy continue to mount? This is his strategy. He starts small fires everywhere, and while everyone else scrambles to put them out, he slips away without making a sound. However, this situation seems to be changing. The time has come, Sean. You can't stay silent forever. You no longer have a choice. Figures like Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, and Sean Combs all share one major thing in common. They committed serious crimes within the entertainment industry, and they must be held accountable for their actions. Jay-Z and Diddy, these two have continuously disrupted and exploited our social culture. It's time for it to stop. A new incident is now being discussed involving a phone call made by Diddy from the Metropolitan Detention Center. The call was leaked and has sparked widespread speculation. Diddy reportedly dialed anonymous numbers he was able to access using login information purchased from other inmates. One of the most notable aspects of the call was his mention of a pizza box and plastic recycling phrases that many believe could carry hidden meanings or symbolize something highly sensitive. Some have speculated that Diddy may have been alluding to an issue involving pizza, a term that has been linked to unverified conspiracy theories surrounding child trafficking. However, there is no clear evidence to support these claims. Others believe that during the call, Diddy may have been reaching out for help from close associates, while also expressing frustration that many around him have gone silent. He reportedly stated with confidence that he would be the one to have the last laugh, a remark that has drawn considerable attention and raised even more questions. According to revealed information, Diddy has been accused of buying silence from those around him, including Mayor Eric Adams. One shocking detail is that, just before Diddy's arrest, Mayor Adams presented him with the key to the city, only to be arrested himself on corruption charges just weeks later. This raises serious questions about the close relationship between Diddy and Eric Adams, a connection that may have helped Diddy avoid prosecution for a significant period of time. These revelations have led many to believe that Diddy has used his power and influence to manipulate situations and events in his favor. Although this information has not yet been verified, it has raised serious suspicions about the political and power connections Diddy may have. Recently, Mayor Eric Adams was indicted on corruption-related charges, becoming one of the first mayors in New York City's history to face such allegations. Federal agencies have launched an investigation into Adams and his associates, collecting evidence from documents and mobile devices. This marks a major development in the case, especially as members of Adams' administration have resigned, many of whom were closely tied to Diddy's political connections. The story continues to revolve around Jay-Z and Beyoncé, with allegations suggesting that their marriage is more of a business strategy. Some believe that they teamed up with Diddy to build their billion-dollar empire. Although there is no concrete evidence to confirm this, many think that their association with Diddy played a key role in boosting both of their careers in music and entertainment. Further commentary touches on Jay-Z allegedly signing a deal with Beyoncé and how his music career has soared since partnering with her, earning numerous Grammy Awards and achieving significant milestones. However, these allegations about their relationship remain unverified and are still just speculation. The discussion around the shift in Jay-Z's career after marrying Beyoncé is a significant point. Before their marriage, Jay-Z was primarily known as a street rapper and a gangster figure in hip-hop culture. But after tying the knot with Beyoncé, he transformed into the image of a successful businessman, a family man, and his career saw remarkable growth. In particular, the number of Grammy Awards Jay-Z has won highlights his success even more after getting married. Observers suggest that the partnership between Jay-Z and Beyoncé is not just a romantic relationship, but also a smart business strategy. The numbers speak for themselves. Jay-Z has earned more awards and accolades since being with Beyoncé, further reinforcing his image as a successful figure in the entertainment industry. However, when it comes to Diddy, the story takes a different turn. His legal team has begun to distance themselves from him, including the law firm he has worked with for over 20 years. Notably, attorney Anthony Rico, who represented Diddy in a major case, has withdrawn, citing his inability to continue serving as effective counsel. According to gathered documents, Rico did not provide an official reason, but indicated that attorney-client privilege prevents him from disclosing specific details. This development could be a sign that Diddy is struggling to defend himself against the mounting allegations, especially as he faces serious lawsuits related to sex trafficking. The withdrawal of top lawyers may indicate that he is becoming increasingly isolated, particularly as his legal team continues to shrink. The law firm Grubman, Shire, Meiselas & Sachs, renowned in the entertainment industry and known for representing major stars like Madonna, Bruce Springsteen, and Usher, has also removed Diddy from its client list. This marks a major turning point, as the firm had been a key partner of Diddy's for many years. Being dropped by such a prestigious firm could significantly worsen the challenges facing his career. First, there are reports suggesting that Lady Gaga, the renowned singer and actress, threatened to leave the Grubman law firm unless they cut ties with Diddy. This may have played a significant role in the firm's decision to end their more than 20-year relationship with him. If Lady Gaga did indeed exert such pressure, it would be a major blow to Diddy, especially considering that Grubman is one of the most powerful law firms in the entertainment industry, representing top names like Madonna, The Weeknd, and Bruce Springsteen. Lady Gaga's demand to sever ties with Diddy not only concerns him directly, but also reflects the complex dynamics between celebrities and major law firms in the entertainment industry. These relationships are often strategic, and as a major figure in both music and film, Gaga's pressure on Grubman could be seen as a move to protect her own image and personal interests. In addition, Diddy is facing serious allegations and searches related to electronic accounts, devices, and personal areas such as his mansions in Los Angeles, Miami, and a hotel room in New York. Federal agents from the Department of Homeland Security have raided these locations, seizing evidence connected to the sex trafficking cases Diddy is currently facing. However, Diddy and his legal team argue that these searches are unconstitutional and that the evidence collected is inadmissible. His lawyers have stated that the government has presented a distorted version of the facts and overlooked crucial events when seeking the search warrant, also pointing out that some of the information in the search request documents is unreliable. This is part of Diddy's legal strategy, attempting to weaken the impact of the evidence against him. However, this move only adds to the tension in his lawsuit and could influence whether or not Diddy is able to avoid these serious allegations. Diddy's situation has grown increasingly tense as he finds himself abandoned by longtime friends and professional allies, including key lawyers and major firms. The shift in his relationship with Grubman, combined with a series of raids and mounting allegations, has made it significantly more difficult for him to defend himself in the face of legal challenges. This also highlights how quickly and unpredictably power dynamics can shift in the entertainment industry, impacting not only the careers but also the personal lives of celebrities. Diddy has pleaded not guilty to the charges of conspiracy to commit extortion and human trafficking. His defense argues that one of the alleged victims, his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, voluntarily participated in drug-fueled sex parties known as freak-offs and was not a coerced victim as claimed by prosecutors. This is a key argument in Diddy's defense, aiming to discredit the human trafficking and sexual misconduct allegations. A particularly notable development in the case is the withdrawal of attorney Anthony Rico, who had been representing Diddy. Although he did not provide a specific reason for his decision, the timing is significant, coming just before the trial begins. This adds further pressure on Diddy, who now faces the challenge of finding a replacement and preparing for court without the long-standing legal team that had been by his side for years. Diddy's defense team requested a 2-month delay to allow more time for trial preparation, but the judge denied the request. The trial is set to begin on May 5th, with jury selection expected to take place in the coming weeks. This means Diddy will have to confront the charges against him very soon, as authorities have decided not to grant additional preparation time. A key element in the case is the potential appearance of Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, as a witness. She has requested to testify under her real name, contrary to the defense team's request for her to appear under a pseudonym. Interview footage recorded during the production of a Warner Brothers documentary will also be submitted as evidence. These interviews may shed light on critical details of the case and could play a pivotal role in the proceedings. At a recent hearing, Diddy appeared in beige prison attire and had a brief moment to speak with his mother and one of his sons. He told them, "I love you, Mom. We're okay." Diddy also continued to assert his innocence against all federal charges he is facing and maintained that he committed no wrongdoing in the civil lawsuit. Diddy's case is not just a legal matter, it carries major implications for the entertainment industry, particularly in how artists, law firms, and influential figures relate to one another. The developments in this case could send shockwaves through the industry and have a serious impact on Diddy's career if the allegations are not resolved in his favor. Thank you for sharing your perspective. The story involving Jay-Z, Diddy, and the hidden truths within the entertainment world is truly complex and continues to capture widespread public attention. The potential existence of audio recordings, if they are real, could change everything, and those close to the situation believe they do exist. This belief has made the story more tense than ever. Loyalty and silence over the years have clearly been crucial parts of the strategy to maintain power in the music industry. However, as the truth threatens to surface, these relationships may begin to unravel, and those involved could soon be forced to face inevitable consequences. No matter how great the careers and wealth of figures like Jay-Z and Diddy are, when faced with the truth and serious revelations, nothing can protect them. The streets, as you mentioned, will always hold their own stories, and these walls of silence won't protect them forever if these truths start to be uncovered. So, what do you think about the future of Jay-Z and Diddy in this situation? Can they maintain their careers when confronted with such major revelations? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you think they'll overcome this challenge, comment 1, and if you think they'll face difficulties, comment 0. Enjoy the video, and don't forget to leave a sub to support the channel. Tupac Shakur, a legend in the rap music world, passed away in a shocking assassination on the night of September 6, 1996. At just 25 years old, he was shot on the streets of Las Vegas after leaving the boxing match between Mike Tyson and Bruce Halpin. Tupac's death not only stirred the rap community, but also left a deep mark on popular culture. Although the case has seen new developments, the truth about his death has yet to be revealed, and the theories surrounding it continue to spark debate. If you want to learn more about Tupac's mysterious death and the theories surrounding the case, don't forget to share the video, hit like, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest information. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss one of the most famous cases in music history. At 7:03 p.m., Las Vegas time, Tupac Shakur, the rapper and actor, passed away at the age of 25. The rap star had just left the boxing match between Mike Tyson and Bruce Halpin when he was shot 4 times in a car driven by Marion "Suge" Knight, the head of Death Row Records. Tupac's murder remains one of the most shocking cases in history, leaving the rap industry and the world in disbelief. At just 25, Tupac was gunned down in the middle of a Las Vegas street. His death not only shocked the rap community, but also echoed worldwide, and to this day, the case remains unsolved despite recent developments. Although someone was arrested in the case in the fall of 2023, the full truth may never be known, as even those who may know exactly what happened during Tupac's attack on September 6, 1996, remain silent. Tupac Shakur not only faced enemies within the rap industry, but also from the intense East Coast-West Coast gang rivalry in the United States. Part of this conflict involved clashes with other musicians within the industry. Tupac's death was the result of long-standing tensions between artists and gangs within the rap business, an industry fraught with controversy and hardship. These conflicts were not just personal issues but reflected complex political and social confrontations, especially as gangs and rival groups appeared not only in real life, but also in the music itself. Tupac Amaru Shakur, a name with profound meaning, was named after the famous Inca chief from South America, Tupac Amaru, a name symbolizing an intelligent and profound warrior. His mother, Afeni Shakur, gave him this name with the hope that he would grow up to be a wise and powerful warrior in life. Born on June 16, 1971, Tupac grew up in a challenging environment. He and his half-sister were raised by their single mother. Afeni, Tupac's mother, was a member of the Black Panther Party, advocating for the rights of the black community during the movement's peak. Both Tupac's stepfather and mother were imprisoned, which had a significant impact on his childhood and shaped his worldview. Despite growing up in poverty, Tupac had a unique childhood in Baltimore, which he described as the happiest time of his life. Here, he was exposed to a variety of artistic fields, including poetry, ballet, theater, and especially rap music. His high school placed a special emphasis on the arts, giving Tupac the opportunity to showcase his creativity. At the age of 17, Tupac shared his childhood experience for the first time in an interview, revealing that while he didn't always feel at ease, he loved everything he went through and the lessons he learned from it. Despite a challenging childhood, Tupac found his true passion in rap music. The struggles within his family and life taught him how to rise up and express himself through music. This passion became not just a form of entertainment, but a vital part of his life. With a combination of talent and passion, Tupac was able to break into the music industry, where he not only made a name for himself, but also became an icon of rap music and culture. Tupac Shakur once shared that, "If you grow up in happiness." It's easy to imagine life as a fairy tale, but his life was far from that. Although he received gifts during holidays in his childhood, it was hard to prepare for the challenges outside when you've never experienced hardship. Tupac grew up in a family with financial struggles and witnessed his mother fight through life's difficulties. Despite his tough childhood, Tupac cherished it because those hardships helped him grow and gave him a deeper understanding of life. In 1988, Tupac's family moved from Baltimore to San Francisco, marking a turning point in his life. His time to express himself artistically in Baltimore had come to an end. The family faced harsh realities, and Tupac no longer saw a path to pursue his dream of attending college. Despite his desire to study, Tupac struggled with a lack of financial resources. His family lived in poverty, and at that time, his mother was battling a drug addiction. Their relationship began to suffer, and Tupac, despite his anger at his mother's addiction, started making money through drug dealing. During this time, Tupac's life became even more difficult. However, he refused to give up. Despite the tough circumstances at home, he was determined to find another way. He turned to music, fueled by his deep passion for rap. Music became his outlet for self-expression, and gradually, he built connections within the industry. Tupac began performing at local clubs, and he stood out on stage, capturing attention with his talent and unique charisma. In 1991, Tupac joined the rap group Digital Underground as a backup dancer. Later, he was given the opportunity to rap on some of the group's tracks, slowly gaining attention. This marked a turning point that would launch Tupac as a standout rapper. He signed with Interscope Records and released his debut album in 1991, which was a huge success, catapulting him into the spotlight. This success wasn't just due to his music, but also his appearances in films. Tupac became more than just an artist. He evolved into a major brand, shaping pop culture in profound ways. Tupac is considered one of the greatest rappers of all time. He not only reflected societal issues in his lyrics, but also had a clear political stance. His life is a testament to resilience, overcoming adversity to achieve success. Despite constantly facing challenges from his circumstances and social issues, Tupac used his music to deliver powerful messages about life, community, and the rights of Black people. Tupac Shakur was not just a music icon, but also a vocal advocate for social issues, particularly within the Black community and among young rap fans. He captured the spirit of his time and made his stance clear in his songs, delivering powerful messages about injustice and racial discrimination. Tupac's music became a voice of resistance against social issues and inequality, forging a strong connection with the community. While some politicians, like Vice President Dan Quayle, failed to understand or relate to Tupac's art, these controversies only fueled his success. Despite the criticism, nearly all rap artists today draw inspiration from Tupac, whether consciously or not. Tupac was not only known for his career but also for his close relationship with his mother, Afeni Shakur. After years of hardship, Tupac's mother successfully overcame her drug addiction, and the bond between them grew stronger. By the time Tupac was in his 20s, he not only had a successful music career, but also a tight-knit family. In 1996, he got engaged to his girlfriend, Kidada, marking a new chapter in his personal life. However, success was not everything for Tupac. He continued to face issues related to violence, something he had known since childhood. In 1992, a brawl broke out during a signing event at a festival. Tupac pulled out a gun but then dropped it to the ground. A stray bullet accidentally fired and struck a 6-year-old boy, leading to the child's death. Although Tupac was not directly responsible for the boy's death, he was still implicated and faced numerous lawsuits as a result. In 1993, Tupac was arrested for shooting at 2 undercover police officers. The testimonies regarding the incident were conflicting, with some claiming Tupac acted in self-defense, while others asserted that he was the first to draw his weapon. In 1994, Tupac was injured in a shooting at Quad Studios in New York, where he was shot 5 times. After surgery, he survived, but this incident became one of the factors contributing to the instability in his life. Before his assassination, Tupac had major conflicts with his colleague, the notorious Biggie Smalls. Tupac and Biggie were once friends, but their relationship soured after Tupac was attacked and severely injured in 1994. Tupac believed Biggie was one of the masterminds behind the shooting. The tension between them escalated when Tupac released songs that openly criticized Biggie. In 1995, Tupac was sentenced to prison for a sexual assault charge, but he was released on bail with a large bond paid by Shakur Knight, the head of Death Row Records. On the evening of September 7, 1996, Tupac and Shakur Knight attended the boxing match between Mike Tyson and Bruce Halpin at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. After the fight, a brawl broke out in the building's lobby between Tupac and members of the Crips gang. A few minutes later, Tupac and Shakur Knight left the MGM Grand in their car, only to be shot at by a group of people from a white Cadillac. Tupac was hit by 4 bullets and seriously injured, while Shakur Knight only sustained minor injuries. After being rushed to the hospital, Tupac underwent several emergency surgeries, but his condition remained critical. Although he was conscious for a brief period, on September 13, 1996, Tupac Shakur passed away due to respiratory failure and cardiac arrest at the age of 25. His death shocked the world, not only the hip-hop community, but also many people around the globe. Although the case took place long ago, the mysteries surrounding Tupac's death remain unsolved. Conspiracy theories about his death continue to emerge, and the case remains one of the biggest cultural phenomena. Theories about the killer, the relationship between Tupac and Biggie, along with allegations of gang involvement, have remained hotly debated topics for years. Though he has passed away, Tupac continues to live on in the hearts of his fans. His albums are still released and streamed millions of times, with books and documentaries about him constantly being produced. Although no one has been convicted for Tupac's murder, his career and influence on music and society continue to resonate to this day. On the evening of September 7, 1996, Las Vegas witnessed a legendary boxing match between Mike Tyson and Bruce Halpin at the MGM Grand. Tupac Shakur was in the audience, part of a crowd not only excited for Tyson, but also for him. During the afternoon, Tupac spent his time at a casino and had a big win. The Tyson-Halpin fight didn't last long, with Tyson claiming victory in just 109 seconds at 8:30 p.m. After the fight, guests began to leave the MGM Grand, and Tupac, along with Shakur Knight, were preparing to head out. However, before they could exit the building, a brawl broke out around 8:50 p.m. Tupac and Shakur Knight, along with their group, encountered members of the Southside Compton Crips right in the lobby of the MGM Grand. The altercation is believed to have stemmed from Shakur Knight's association with a rival gang, the Bloods, as Crips and Bloods were longtime enemies. A man in the crowd told Tupac that Orlando Anderson, a member of the Crips, had stolen a chain from one of Tupac's entourage, and that chain was linked to his record label, Death Row Records. This dispute led to a violent confrontation between Tupac and Orlando Anderson, with both sides getting involved in the clash. After the brawl, Tupac and Shakur Knight got in their car and drove back to the hotel where Tupac was staying with his girlfriend and cousin. While changing clothes, Tupac excitedly recounted the altercation with the Crips, claiming he fought like Mike Tyson in the boxing ring. The two of them then attended a party at the 662 Club, a venue owned by Shakur Knight. Tupac was scheduled to perform there that night, and although his bodyguard wanted to accompany him, he was stopped by Shakur Knight's guests. Tupac instructed his bodyguard to follow him in a separate car. Tupac and Shakur Knight continued their private conversation in the car, where Tupac was reportedly considering leaving Death Row Records, despite having made a deal with Shakur Knight to help him get out of jail. At 11:00 p.m., Shakur Knight was stopped by a police checkpoint due to loud music coming from the car and the absence of a license plate. However, after a brief inspection, Shakur Knight was allowed to continue driving. Just a few minutes later, the tragic event occurred, leading to one of the most infamous murders in recent history. Around 11:15 p.m., as Tupac and Shakur Knight were driving through the streets of Las Vegas, their car stopped at a red light on Flamingo Road. A white Cadillac pulled up next to them, and someone in the Cadillac opened fire on Tupac and Shakur Knight. A total of 13 shots were fired at the car, with 4 bullets hitting Tupac. 2 bullets struck his chest, while Shakur Knight was lightly injured by shrapnel. The attack lasted only a few seconds, and the Cadillac quickly sped away. Immediately after the shooting, Shakur Knight panicked and turned the car around, heading west on Eno Road, stopping at Harm Street. Police and first responders arrived at the scene by 11:20 p.m. One of the officers recalled that when he opened the car door, Tupac, severely wounded and collapsed on the ground, was still conscious but in critical condition. The officer attempted to ask Tupac who had shot him, but Tupac could only manage to respond with, "Fuck you," before losing consciousness. Tupac was immediately rushed to the hospital and underwent emergency surgery. Despite the doctor's best efforts to save him, Tupac's condition remained extremely critical. He suffered severe injuries and required constant monitoring. However, just a few days later, on September 13, 1996, Tupac Shakur passed away from respiratory failure and cardiac arrest at the age of 25. On the afternoon of September 8th, Tupac underwent a second surgery. Meanwhile, Shakur Knight was able to leave the hospital with minor injuries. In contrast, Tupac remained in critical condition and was placed in a medically induced coma. The doctors estimated he had a 50-50 chance of survival, a worrying prognosis for the rap star. After Tupac was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, his close family and friends never left his bedside, keeping a constant vigil, fearing that someone might enter and cause him further harm. The police were eager to question Shakur Knight, who had been with Tupac, but Knight was avoiding investigators. Sergeant Kevin Manning of Las Vegas expressed frustration with the investigation, criticizing Knight and his entourage for their lack of cooperation. These individuals were present at the scene the night of the attack, and the police suspected gang involvement with the Blood Street Gang. After the shooting, 4 men from Shakur's group were handcuffed, but were later released. Just 5 days after Tupac's shooting, a member of Tupac's entourage, Yaki Gaddafi, was shot and killed while sitting in a car. Rumors spread that this murder might have been an act of retaliation for the attack on Tupac. Police and investigators continued to search for information, but the truth behind Gaddafi's death remains unclear. Yaki Gaddafi, Tupac's close friend and cousin, may have witnessed the attack on Tupac and even seen the shooter, but he never spoke to the police. By November 1996, Gaddafi was killed, but the exact circumstances of his death remain a mystery. Nearly 6 months after Tupac's death, in March 1997, Tupac's biggest rival, Biggie Smalls, was shot and killed in Los Angeles. This murder also remains unsolved, and to this day, it remains one of the biggest mysteries in music history. Legends and speculations about a possible connection between Tupac's and Biggie's deaths still persist, with many believing that the murders of both artists could be linked. Conspiracy theories surrounding the truth behind these two deaths continue to be a topic of debate. Although Tupac Shakur has passed away, he will never be forgotten. On the contrary, his tragic death has only amplified his influence on popular culture. Tupac's music continues to be streamed millions of times, and documentaries and books about his life and career are continuously being produced. The media still relentlessly asks the question, who killed Tupac? In fact, in 2018, a Netflix series reignited interest and speculation about the murders of both Tupac and Biggie. This case remains one of the biggest cultural phenomena, and to this day, the theories surrounding it remain unsolved. If you're intrigued by the story of Tupac Shakur and the mystery surrounding his death, don't forget to share this video with your friends, hit like, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any exciting upcoming videos. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss the theories surrounding this case together. Tupac's murder remains one of the unanswered questions after 27 years. Some believe that the delay in solving the case is linked to social factors, particularly the systemic injustice in the legal system towards the black community. The theories surrounding the case, including connections between gangs, conflicts within the rap industry, and other factors, continue to be debated. Ultimately, despite changes in investigations, the truth behind Tupac's death remains uncovered. Over the years, conspiracy theories surrounding Tupac's death have emerged, particularly the rumors suggesting that he is still alive. One of the individuals continuing to push this theory is Shakur Knight's son, who was with Tupac when he was shot. In 2019, he began sharing stories on Instagram, implying that the legendary rapper is still alive and making new music. These actions are clearly seen as a publicity stunt aimed at attracting attention and building a name in the music industry. Additionally, there have been reports of sightings of Tupac in various places after his death, further fueling these theories and rumors. The investigation into Tupac's death has continued to face numerous difficulties. The Las Vegas and Los Angeles police have been repeatedly criticized for their inefficiency in handling the case. Meanwhile, a 2017 report revealed that the gun used to shoot Tupac was found in a backyard in Compton, Los Angeles, in 1998. However, no one in the police force could confirm the exact location of the weapon, even though it was reported that a local resident had handed the gun over to the local police station. It wasn't until 2006 that an officer realized the address where the weapon was found matched the home of the girlfriend of a member of the Compton Crips gang, which had connections to Tupac. After the weapon was tested and confirmed to be the one used to kill Tupac, it was handed over to the Las Vegas police for further investigation. However, authorities there did not believe the gun was the murder weapon. This only added to the ambiguity surrounding the case, as neither the Las Vegas nor Los Angeles police claimed ownership of the weapon. The case quickly stalled, and the murder weapon was considered lost. The lack of transparency in the investigation and conflicting information only deepened the mystery surrounding Tupac's death. One major reason the case remains unsolved to this day is the socially tense environment of the 1990s. African American communities, particularly within the rap industry, were facing violence and a lack of cooperation from the police. Many rappers addressed these issues in their songs, expressing anger and frustration with the legal system and law enforcement, especially in impoverished areas. The street code, followed by many rappers and members of this community, may have created a barrier preventing witnesses and investigators from cooperating, making the Tupac case even more complex and difficult to resolve. Although Tupac's murder remains unsolved, the case continues to be the subject of conspiracy theories and debate. While the public and investigators search for answers, the silence from those who may know the truth only deepens the mystery. Theories about the killer and the reasons behind Tupac's murder persist to this day. The biggest question remains: who really killed Tupac Shakur? In 1997, Orlando Anderson, who was believed to be involved in Tupac's death, filed a lawsuit against Tupac's family. Anderson sought compensation, claiming that the altercation between him and Tupac at the MGM Grand had caused him harm, leading to pain and suffering. This became a turning point in the investigation, as Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, filed a lawsuit against Orlando Anderson for the death of her son. She claimed that Anderson was the one who killed Tupac. Some police officers also shared this viewpoint, believing that Anderson was the killer and that the murder could have been an act of retaliation for the conflict between Tupac and Anderson at the casino. The relationship between Orlando Anderson and gangs, particularly the Compton Crips, raised significant doubts in this case. There were reports suggesting that the gun used to kill Tupac might be linked to members of this gang. One report pointed out that the weapon found after the murder matched a gun that Anderson was associated with. Despite this, Anderson always denied involvement in Tupac's killing. In a later interview, when asked if he was the one who killed Tupac, Anderson firmly denied it and provided no further information. However, Anderson didn't live long enough to prove his innocence. Just 2 years after Tupac's murder, Orlando Anderson was shot and killed in a gang-related shootout in Los Angeles on May 29, 1998. Anderson's death did not bring any clarity to Tupac's case, but instead fueled more speculation surrounding the murder. Anderson continued to deny his involvement in Tupac's death until his own death, and the questions about his potential connection to the case remain unresolved. Tupac's murder remains one of the most mysterious and controversial cases in music history. The biggest question the public and investigators continue to search for an answer to is, who really killed Tupac Shakur? Was Orlando Anderson the culprit, as many suspect? Or is there a larger conspiracy behind the death of this legendary rapper? These theories continue to leave people wondering, especially after Anderson's tragic death and the strange events surrounding the case. In the mid-90s, Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, were two of the biggest stars in the rap world, but they became fierce rivals, especially as they represented different record labels. Tupac was associated with Death Row Records on the West Coast, while Biggie was a star at Bad Boy Records on the East Coast. This rivalry wasn't just about music. It became part of a larger conflict between the East Coast and West Coast rap communities in the United States. Tupac and Biggie's relationship was initially quite friendly. Tupac had even helped Biggie get his start in the music industry. However, their bond fractured after an attack on Tupac in 1994. Following the incident, Tupac believed that Biggie and Puff Daddy, the mastermind behind Bad Boy Records, had a role in the attempt on his life. This fueled a deep animosity between the two rappers, partly expressed through diss tracks Tupac released, targeting Biggie and those associated with him. A key factor in this conflict was the rivalry between Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records, and Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, the founder of Bad Boy Records. As Biggie gained prominence with his debut album, Puff Daddy's influence in the industry grew, which made Suge Knight feel threatened. The tension between these two moguls wasn't just limited to music, it also played out in public confrontations. Suge Knight frequently attacked Puff Daddy, and their relationship became increasingly strained. After one of their confrontations, Suge Knight's bodyguard was killed, and Suge Knight publicly accused Puff Daddy of ordering the murder. However, the case remains unresolved. As for Diddy, despite the many rumors surrounding the Tupac case, there is no solid evidence proving his involvement in Tupac's death. Tupac's death in 1996 and Biggie's death in 1997 set off a tragic chain of events in the rap industry. Both cases remain unsolved, with many theories and speculations surrounding the events. Some believe that the East Coast-West Coast rivalry, as well as the competition between Death Row and Bad Boy, were the main factors that led to these murders. In the final days of his life, Tupac continued to accuse Biggie and Puff Daddy of being potentially involved in his death. This fueled many theories suggesting that Biggie was Tupac's target in the ongoing music and street war between rival gangs. One of the key figures in this rivalry was Puff Daddy, who many believe could have been one of the masterminds behind Tupac's murder. As Biggie's mentor, Puff Daddy would have had a vested interest in eliminating a powerful rival like Tupac. Suge Knight, not only associated with Death Row Records, but also known for his public attacks against Puff Daddy, helped create an environment of tension and instability within the music industry. Despite numerous theories and speculations surrounding Tupac's murder, the truth behind those responsible for his death remains an unsolved mystery. The question, who killed Tupac, continues to haunt the public and the media to this day. The story of Tupac Shakur's death remains one of the greatest mysteries in the music industry, still full of unresolved theories. Over the years, there has been a wealth of conflicting information and theories about the perpetrators, potential individuals involved, and the conspiracies surrounding Tupac's murder. One popular theory is that P. Diddy, also known as Puff Daddy, may have paid members of the Crips gang to carry out Tupac's murder. According to this theory, after a fight at a casino between Tupac and Orlando Anderson, P. Diddy allegedly put a bounty on the head of anyone from the rival record label. However, this is just a rumor, and P. Diddy has remained silent when questioned about it. He neither confirmed nor denied the accusations. Another theory suggests that Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records, may have ordered Tupac's murder. According to this theory, Suge Knight owed Tupac a large sum of money, and the killing could have been a way to avoid paying the debt. Their relationship had soured in the months leading up to Tupac's death. Notably, despite being shot alongside Tupac, Suge Knight was not seriously injured, and there are no hospital or police records confirming any of his injuries. Orlando Anderson, a member of the Crips gang, is one of the main suspects in Tupac's murder. After the altercation at the casino, many believe Anderson carried out the shooting as revenge for a stolen necklace from a member of Death Row Records. A man named Keffe D. Dwayne Davis, who claimed to have been in the car when the shots were fired at Tupac, stated that his nephew, Orlando Anderson, was the one who shot Tupac. Keffe D. recounted that, according to his account, the gunshots came from the back of the car, where Orlando Anderson was sitting. Orlando Anderson was killed in 1998 during a gang shootout in Los Angeles. Although Anderson always denied any involvement in Tupac's death, his own murder fueled speculation that Tupac's killing could have been an act of revenge for what happened at the casino. After Anderson's death, some believed he was killed to prevent him from revealing details about Tupac's murder. Despite the many suspicions and theories surrounding Tupac's death, the case remains unsolved. Police and those involved still disagree on what truly happened on the night of September 7, 1996. The main reason the investigation has stalled is the lack of cooperation from witnesses and the silence of those involved. However, with new information from Keffe D. in 2018 and his book Compton Street Legend, many hope the case will see new developments. Tupac Shakur's death remains a major unsolved mystery. Investigations continue, with new witnesses and theories emerging. However, one thing is clear: Tupac will never be forgotten. He remains a music icon, and his death has become a significant part of pop culture. Tupac's music is still beloved, streaming millions of times, and documentaries, books, and articles continue to shed light on his life and death. The question, "Who killed Tupac?" remains unanswered and will undoubtedly fuel debates for years to come. Davis was arrested in September 2023 after police searched his wife's home and seized multiple electronic devices, including computers and hard drives containing information related to Tupac's murder. While Davis's arrest made headlines, many still believe that Keffe D may not be the only perpetrator. The police continue to investigate, and several theories suggest that P. Diddy could have ordered Tupac's murder by paying members of the Crips gang. Some, including rapper 50 Cent, have hinted that P. Diddy might be involved in Tupac's murder. 50 Cent posted Tupac's final photo with Suge Knight on Instagram, with a sarcastic caption suggesting that P. Diddy could be behind the assassination. This theory isn't new. In 2008, Keffe D also claimed that P. Diddy had ordered him to kill both Tupac and Suge Knight, though there is no clear evidence to support this. Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records, is also a figure believed to be possibly involved in Tupac's murder. Knight had been linked to numerous cases and violence in the music industry. However, after Tupac's assassination, Knight strangely survived without serious injuries, which further complicated the investigation. From prison, Suge Knight made puzzling statements, asserting that he had nothing bad to say about Orlando Anderson, whom he believed was not the one who shot Tupac. Orlando Anderson, the prime suspect, was killed in a gang shootout in Los Angeles in 1998. However, just before his death, Anderson had been sued over the altercation with Tupac at the MGM Grand, and many believe the shooting of Tupac could have been an act of revenge for that dispute. With Keffe D's arrest, the Tupac murder case is seeing new developments. Despite numerous statements from people in the industry, there is no concrete evidence to pinpoint exactly who masterminded the killing. Investigators continue to search for connections, and there is hope that the truth will be revealed in the near future. Despite conflicting theories, Tupac's death remains a major unsolved mystery. Tupac Shakur's murder remains one of the most shocking cases in music history and pop culture. Despite numerous theories and speculations, the truth remains a mystery, leaving the community, his loved ones, and fans still waiting for an official resolution. Tupac's death, even though it occurred years ago, continues to captivate attention, with many theories suggesting that P. Diddy, Suge Knight, or gang members may have been involved in the killing. This story makes many reflect on what truly happened on the night of September 7, 1996, and the unanswered mysteries. Despite the conspiracy theories and speculations, the case remains unresolved, and it may take years to reach a conclusion. Tupac, a music and cultural icon, will never be forgotten. Though he left us at the age of 25, his music and influence continue to live on in the hearts of his fans. The question of the truth behind his death still lingers, and perhaps, until the remaining witnesses are ready to speak the truth, this case will remain an unsolved story. If you have any ideas or theories about Tupac's murder, feel free to share them in the comments. Would you like more videos about suspicious or unsolved celebrity deaths? And who do you think is truly behind Tupac's death? Let us know your thoughts. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any exciting videos. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Have a great day. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we will dive into the stories of Hollywood stars who once captured the world's attention but are now facing the consequences of their wrongdoings. From high-profile scandals to harsh sentences, many big names have ended up behind bars due to legal violations. Join us as we take a look at those currently serving time in prison and see what valuable lessons we can learn from their stories. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exciting videos in the future. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your opinions on these stories. Joe Sun, a famous fighter and notable actor, has had a life full of ups and downs. Born in South Korea, he moved to the U.S. to pursue a professional martial arts career. Although he didn't achieve much success in UFC 3 in 1994, Joe Sun found some success in the film industry, particularly when he played villains in low-budget action films, working alongside famous stars like Lorenzo Lamas and Dolph Lundgren. However, Joe Sun truly became famous for his role as Random Task, a villain in the 1997 action comedy film Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. Despite some success in both film and martial arts, Joe Sun's life took a dark turn in 2008 when he was arrested for vandalizing his roommate's car. However, this arrest led to an unexpected turn when his DNA sample was compared to evidence from a serious case that occurred on Christmas Eve in 1990. Joe Sun was involved in a violent crime against a 19-year-old woman, causing severe injuries to the victim over an extended period of time. After a reinvestigation, he was convicted of torture and sentenced to life in prison with a 7-year minimum. But the shock didn't end there. Just a month after entering prison, Joe Sun made headlines again by committing another serious crime against a fellow inmate, leading to an additional 27-year sentence for murder. Currently, Joe Sun remains incarcerated and will face the rest of his sentence, marking the downfall of a once famous figure who now pays the price for his past mistakes. Michael Jace, an actor known for his role as Officer Julian in the FX series The Shield, had a promising career in film and television. He also appeared in iconic films like Forrest Gump and Boogie Nights. However, his life changed forever after an unexpected tragedy in 2014 when a sudden act destroyed everything. One night in Hyde Park, Los Angeles, Michael Jace lost control and took the life of his wife, April Jace, a talented athlete. The situation became even more heartbreaking when their 2 young children witnessed the horrifying scene. At the trial, the prosecutor argued that Jace's actions were due to stress and the influence of alcohol, and he was ultimately convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 40 years to life in prison. In court, Michael Jace could not hide his regret, admitting there was no justification for his actions and apologizing for the pain he caused. Michael Jace is currently serving his sentence at a California state prison. His story is not only a personal tragedy but also a profound lesson about the importance of controlling emotions, as decisions made in an instant can destroy a life and a family. Danny Masterson, famous for his role as Stephen Hyde in That 70s Show, was once beloved and built a name for himself in projects like Men at Work and The Ranch, where he reunited with co-star Ashton Kutcher. However, his bright career was overshadowed by a series of serious allegations. In 2017, Masterson became the primary subject of an investigation by the Los Angeles Police Department after 3 women accused him of raping them in 2001 and 2003. The victims claimed they were attacked while intoxicated and raped at Masterson's home. Although he consistently denied the charges, Masterson was convicted on 3 counts of rape. The first trial ended with no verdict, but in a retrial, he was convicted on 2 of the 3 charges and sentenced to 30 years to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after serving at least 25 years. He is currently serving his sentence at a correctional facility in California. Notably, the case also attracted attention due to Masterson's connection with the Church of Scientology, of which both he and the victims were members. Some have accused the church of intervening to prevent the victims from reporting the incidents to authorities, but the Church of Scientology has denied these allegations, asserting that it always requires members to comply with the law. Danny Masterson's story not only shocked the entertainment industry, but also raised important questions about legal responsibility and transparency within large organizations. It serves as a reminder of the importance of protecting the rights and fairness for all individuals, regardless of their identity. Ryan Grantham, a young actor with several memorable roles, was once a promising face in Hollywood. He gained fame for his role as Rodney James in the 2010 film Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and also appeared in major projects like The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus and Riverdale. With over 30 screen appearances, Ryan was seen as a rising star. However, At the age of 21, his life changed drastically after a tragic incident at his home in British Columbia that led to the death of his mother. Following the event, Ryan confessed, and during the trial, psychologists confirmed that he was suffering from severe depression alongside other serious mental health issues. Ryan took responsibility for his actions, expressed deep remorse, and committed to working on himself for personal change. He is currently serving his sentence and will be eligible for parole after completing the minimum term. Ryan Grantham's story is a tragedy that deeply affects not only him, but also serves as an important reminder about the significance of mental health, especially for young individuals in the entertainment industry, where pressure and stress can profoundly impact their mental well-being and behavior. Amy Locane, an actress who was once expected to become a major star in the 90s, made a strong impression with her role alongside Johnny Depp in Cry Baby, and continued to receive praise for her performance in Blue Sky. She also appeared in the popular series Melrose Place. However, Amy's career was shattered on the night of June 27, 2010, when she was involved in a serious car accident. Driving 53 mph over the speed limit, Amy crashed into Fred Seaman's vehicle, resulting in the death of his wife, Helen. Police discovered that Amy's blood alcohol content was above the legal limit, making the situation even more serious. Amy Locane was convicted of second-degree manslaughter and vehicular assault. Initially sentenced to 3 years in prison, her sentence was later increased to 8 years after a review. Amy is currently serving her sentence at the Edna Mayan Correctional Facility in New Jersey and may be eligible for parole on December 20th, 2024. Amy's story serves as a reminder of the importance of following traffic rules and personal responsibility. Split-second mistakes can have devastating consequences, not only affecting one's own life, but also the lives of others. If you find these stories valuable lessons, don't forget to share this video. Every action has consequences, and respecting the law is essential. Please like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Zach Avery, whose real name is Zachary Horwitz, was a rising Hollywood actor with a promising career before it came crashing down when he was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison for running a Ponzi scheme worth $650 million. He falsely claimed to be an entertainment mogul, promising to license and distribute popular HBO and Netflix films internationally. However, the truth quickly came to light when investors discovered that the films Horwitz promoted, such as The Devil Below